I want 2023 to be the year that I actually start doing the things that I keep saying I really want to do. Travel more, see more of the world, experience more. So with that in mind, I'd like to welcome you to episode 1 of Wanderlust. So hello, welcome to episode 1 of Wanderlust. I have enjoyed travelling and seeing new things and having new experiences ever since I can remember, and I think that's probably a big reason why I enjoy reading so much, because in books you can travel to so many different places while sitting in the cosy comfort warmth of your armchair. But in this series I want to remove myself from my home and have new adventures, travel to new places, explore new areas and have new experiences. I'm really excited about this. This is my first proper series and I cannot wait. It is definitely still going to link back to book things. Obviously I am predominantly a book channel. I will certainly talk about what I'm reading if a book has inspired a trip I'm going on, or if I am going away on holiday, for example, and I'm bringing books with me. Of course, I'm still going to integrate that into my content, and it's definitely still going to be a lot of books on this channel, but I really wanted to introduce Wanderlust as a new series of adventures and travels. So I'm buzzing for this. This is not just going to be out of UK adventures as well. I live in the south of England. A lot of the things I do and will be doing today are going to be around this general area because I cannot really afford to keep going abroad to all these different places, but I do have a couple of trips planned as well, including one coming up literally in about a week. So there is going to be a mix of UK and out of UK content. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to document it. I love making films and I really hope this is something you enjoy watching. If you are returning to my channel, then hello, welcome back. If you are new and you've stumbled across this, hi, my name is Beth. I love making content. I love filming, I love photography, I love books, I also love plants. I wanted to be able to create a series that encompassed my love of film and my love of travel in the way that this whole channel encompasses my love of books and my love of film. So together the two have met and have created this travel series, and I cannot wait. So today I am starting off this series with a trip to the South Downs National Park. It's very cold and very frosty outside. It's very sunny though, so I'm really hoping it's going to be a really beautiful trip. I haven't been to this area before, but it isn't one that's too far from me. So I'm driving out there with a friend very soon. I haven't been before. I hope that it's going to be really beautiful. It's definitely going to be very cold, but I'm going to be wrapped up warm. So I've got all my kit ready to go and I'm going to be bringing you along with me. But this first vlog episode is going to be just a little amalgamation of a couple of bits that I'm doing over the next few weeks, just as a little soft intro into this series. But hi, welcome on in. I really hope you enjoy this slightly new direction some of my content is taking. Being able to explore the natural world around me is a gift I am forever grateful for. Nature is beautiful and we need to look after our planet. Today I used the app Komoot to find the walk that we were going to go on. I knew I wanted to explore the South Downs and Komoot gave me a choice of routes. This is not a sponsorship, I just really like the app, and if you enjoy walking and exploring new areas or the areas around you and just trying to find new walk routes, would highly recommend Komoot. Our route that we took was 7 miles long and full of hills. As you can see, it was very hilly and steep, which I didn't quite anticipate how hilly it was going to be, but we found quite a lot of beautiful spots, lots of wildlife and a few cows. The South Downs National Park is such a vast space. It's home to beautiful and rare habitats and wildlife. We saw lots of different animals and I tried to get over my fear of being in open spaces with cows. I had a bad experience one time, don't ask, but look how fluffy these guys are. Since it came into being, the National Park Authority have been working to protect this national park by bringing together wonderful human beings to conserve and enhance the landscape. This project has gone on to restore habitats, reintroduce key species, and help more people learn about the history of the South Downs. On their website, South Downs National Park says, "We want nature everywhere, for everyone." I love that as a motto, and it's a real drive behind the type of content I want to create for Wanderlust. Not every trip will be to a faraway country or a big city. Some may be to my local areas of outstanding beauty, like today. So I really hope you enjoy this new series and that it allows you a moment of calm to appreciate nature. As our walk continued further into the day, it got a lot colder and it got a lot darker, and we started to realise that we might be a little bit lost. Whilst we had been using Komoot, we somehow got a little bit waylaid and lost the route that we were meant to be on. So we had to reroute ourselves to try and find our car, knowing that we were still quite a few miles away from it. So We ended up finding some whole new areas. We decided to go off route a little bit more to try and go back in the direction that we thought was right, and it did end up being right. But on that journey we came across quite a few interesting areas of the South Downs National Park, and then we ended up having to walk through all of these fields to try and get back to the car. And we ended up essentially walking through a farm, which did say it was a public footpath, but it felt very weird to do. But it was fine because we ended up eventually finding the town. It was pretty dark by this point and we had to walk up quite a long winding country road without any lighting. We just had our phone torches, but it was fine. We made it back to the car, very cold, very exhausted, but very worthwhile. It was a really, really great walk. From the rolling hills of the South Downs, one of England's areas of natural beauty, today I am going to one of England's most beautiful towns, Henley-on-Thames. This was voted by the Times as one of the best places to live in the English countryside. I'm very excited to go today. I'm going with my friend Imi from Mythic Reader. I will leave her information linked down below if you'd like to check her out. She has an amazing Instagram account. But today we're going to go explore this very fancy town. That is all I know about it. I just know that it's very fancy. I have no expectations. I don't know where we're stopping for lunch. I know there's an independent bookshop, but that's about it. So let's go explore Henley. Little bit of a fit check before I head off to Henley for the day. It's still pretty cold out, but I love this denim jacket. It's so comfy. It's a vintage one with a Van Gogh print on the back of it, and I am obsessed with it. So we arrived at Henley around probably just before 12, so we decided we would head straight for some lunch. So we went to Zizi's, which is one of my favourite places, and because we were so early and it was literally the middle of the week, we pretty much had the whole place to ourselves, and it was delicious. Bechamel sauce on a pizza, so good. Anyway, then we had a little bit more of a wander around, and the amount of antique shops in Henley is amazing. There were so many little corners and nooks to explore. There was quite a lot of creepy things, like these doll parts. They were very strange, but I do love exploring places like this. I think it's so interesting seeing the different types of things that people have given to these shops and the different types of things that you can browse through. We hit up the Oxfam bookshop as well, which was such a good Oxfam bookshop. Sometimes you just stumble across a gem of an Oxfam bookshop, and this was definitely one. I did pick up a couple of books. Didn't buy any plants in this shop, but I love browsing plants. I literally cannot resist. And then, of course, we headed to more antique shops. This one was terrifyingly narrow. I was worried I was going to knock stuff over, and I didn't really have a very big bag with me, but yeah, it was really higgledy-piggledy, but it had such character to it, and just complete winding staircases and paths around everything. Again, more books, there were some guitars, there were some suitcases. I love the old style suitcases. We also visited this really amazing old bookshop that sold antique and rare editions of books. The selection that this bookshop had was amazing. They had so many lovely little quirky areas of the shop that just kept showing you more and more, and I absolutely loved exploring these shelves. I also got very excited because they had some maps that had my last name on them, which made me very happy. So my last name is Bartholomew, and seeing that on a map, I don't know why, I've never heard of it before, but it was quite cool. We also seemed to attract a lot of ducks. These guys really wanted food from us, and just, they made me laugh when they all lined up. We don't have any food. I'm sorry. As we continued our journey along the riverside, these rowers came past and really reminded me of Elizabeth Zott from Lessons in Chemistry, which is a book I finished and loved recently. Elizabeth Zott really enjoys rowing. These ducks really wanted food and we didn't have any. I feel so bad. But we continued our journey through Henley as the sun was setting, and we decided we had to visit the Bell Bookshop, which is Henley's independent bookshop. At night, as it was getting much darker out and the fairy lights were starting to glow and illuminate this shop, it felt so cozy and so magical. It's quite a small shop, but it had a really large selection and lots of different books to pick from. I really enjoyed having a little explore, and I definitely want to come back here and look for longer because we went here when there was about 10 minutes left before the shop shut. We then had a little sit down in the Copper Club, which is a really cozy venue to just be able to sit, have a drink, have a chill, and just wind down from the day. I had such a good time in Henley. I definitely want to come back, and I hope that you enjoyed having a look at this town with me. Okay, it is time for the third and final adventure of episode 1 of Wanderlust. I have been editing this video as I've been going through it, and I'm so happy with how it's turned out. It's definitely a bit different to what I normally do, but I hope that you're enjoying watching it. I've been enjoying filming it and I've been really enjoying editing it. So today's final adventure is back to Oxfordshire. I went to Oxfordshire on Wednesday to visit Henley-on-Thames, and I'm going back today to visit a town called Thame. I've never been to Thame before, but I have looked it up, and apparently it is famous for the way that the medieval plan of the town has survived. You can still get a feeling of entering a structured space when you enter the high street. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be hopefully really beautiful and have a lovely old market town feel to it. I'm going with my friend Lily from Literally Lily on YouTube, really fantastic YouTube videos that you should check out. So I'm looking forward to another day out, but this will be my last adventure of this vlog before episode 2, which is going to be out of the UK, and I'm very excited. So I hope that you've enjoyed this so far, and I hope you enjoy my day in Thame. Back to Oxfordshire I go for the final adventure of episode 1 of Wanderlust, a visit to Thame. Thame is not somewhere I'd visited before, but it was absolutely stunning. The old architecture was just beautiful, and I loved the character it added to this small town. It was littered with a mix of old and new buildings, and I loved being able to just casually walk past something that had clearly been standing for so many years. There were some amazing independent shops as well to explore, with some fantastic artists' work on sale. I managed to resist buying anything, which I'm very impressed with myself for. We went into the Oxfam bookshop, which again, I managed to resist buying anything in, but let me tell you, I have been treated with Oxfam bookshops in this vlog. We stopped off for lunch at the James Fig, which was a great pub, and then we met Daphne. Daphne is a 5-month-old lurcher puppy, and she's the star of this vlog. She is such a bean. Look at her little jacket. I love her very much. Behind the scenes of a vlogger. One of our last stops was the Bookhouse, which is Thames' independent bookshop, and it had such a great selection, including a really fantastic travel section. I found a couple of favourites. If you haven't read either of these books, then you need to check them out. They are absolutely fantastic. So good. I also picked myself up a book because by this point my willpower had waned, but I just loved exploring this shop. There were so many cosy nooks and I absolutely loved it. It was such a great indie. Thame was a really lovely town and I had such a lovely visit. After this bookshop we headed to the cafe and then we both headed home. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this new series in episode 1 of Wanderlust. Episode 2 will be coming very soon and features an exciting trip to Paris. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, comment down below where you're hoping to travel to next, and subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. Link down below, you can find my Patreon and my online shop. Thank you so much for watching, keep smiling and stay positive.